Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel Med Edophilia. So this is the last part of respiration which deals with regulation of respiration as well as the associated disorders of respiratory system. Right. So let's look into the regulation of respiration. So here I am confining only to class 11 portion. I am only restricting myself to whatever is required in NEET, but regulation of respiration involves a lot more which you will learn once you come to first year MBBS. So basically here we have two centers of respiration. One is the neural control of regulation. Second one is the chemical control of regulation. In neural control of regulation, we have two centers. One is present in the medulla and the second one is present in the pons. Okay, in medulla, the center which is known as the respiratory rhythm center. Okay, medulla is also known as the respiratory rhythm center. It controls the rhythm of respiration, simple words. Whereas pons is known as the pneumotaxic center, which moderates the function of the rhythm center. So the primary center is present in the medulla, which is the respiratory rhythm center. The center present in pons, P for P pons, P for pneumotaxic center, which moderates the function of respiratory rhythm center. So pons helps in reducing the duration of respiration, meaning it helps in creating more rapid respiration, okay, and helps in increasing the depth of respiration. So pons helps to reduce the duration, thereby it will increase the respiratory rate, which is known as tachypnea. So what is the difference between bradypnea and tachypnea? Like bradycardia and tachycardia. So apnea means there is a stoppage of breathing, isn't it? Absence or stoppage. Bradypnea means decreased respiratory rate and tachypnea means increased respiratory rate, right? So this is about neural regulation, whereas coming to chemical regulation, we have a chemosensitive area which is present near the rhythm center, medulla. So this chemosensitive area is not sensitive to oxygen. Remember, it is not sensitive to oxygen. So this is where you get MCQs. It is sensitive to it is highly sensitive to carbon dioxide and H plus ions. Okay, so increase in the concentration of H plus ions and carbon dioxide will activate this center, and this in turn will send signals to the rhythm center to make the necessary adjustments so that carbon dioxide and H plus ion can be eliminated, because these are toxic metabolic substances, isn't it? These have to be eliminated. So chemoreceptors, okay, which sense the concentration changes of these chemical substances, these are present in the aortic arch, okay, and the carotid artery, okay. More specifically, chemoreceptors are present in the aortic arch, the aortic sinus, and the carotid sinus, which is present in the carotid artery. So remember that the aortic sinus, carotid sinus, these are associated with BP regulation, whereas aortic body and carotid body, they are associated with the chemoreceptors of the respiratory centers, the chemosensitive area of respiration. So just remember for your level that receptors associated with the arch of aorta, the aortic arch, and an artery known as carotid artery. These receptors help in recognizing the changes in carbon dioxide and H plus concentration and then send signals to the rhythm centers. So here's a simple question. The receptors present in carotid and aortic bodies are stimulated by, the options are rise in PO2, rise in PCO2, fall in H plus concentration, fall in 2,3 dPg content. So pause the video and try to guess the answer. The solution will be displayed. So hope you have tested your knowledge with a simple question at the end of the concept. So let's move on to the next concept, which is disorders of respiratory system. So the most common that all of us will be knowing by now is asthma, which again leads to a condition called wheezing. So asthma is basically a difficulty in breathing, okay, and wheezing occurs because of inflammation of the bronchi and bronchioles, inflammation of the airway passages. So this is simple thing about asthma, okay. Asthma is because of inflammation. So the next condition is the emphysema. So emphysema is because of the decreased respiratory surface area, okay. So I told you that respiratory surface area is an important factor that affects the diffusion capacity, isn't it? So diffusion is directly proportional, diffusion of gases is directly proportional to the surface area of the respiratory membrane. So once diffusion is less, the exchange of gases cannot occur efficiently. So this leads to a chronic disorder known as emphysema. Okay, so the major cause of emphysema is cigarette smoking. Next, we move on to the group of disorders known as occupational respiratory disorders. So as the name suggests, it is because of the cause of this group of disorders is because of the occupation that the people are involved in. The people might like they go to industries, factories that involve grinding stones, granite industries wherein so much dust is produced, okay. So this will damage the upper respiratory tract, okay, the upper part of lungs, right. So what happens, what are the consequences of occupational respiratory disorders? These dust chemical substances, on long exposure they will lead to inflammation, which again leads to fibrosis. Fibrosis is nothing but proliferation of the fibrous tissues. This can lead to serious lung damage. So remember, occupational respiratory disorder affect the upper part of the lung, that can on long exposure of these dust, it will give rise to inflammation leading to fibrosis, okay, and leading to severe lung damage, right. Examples of occupational disorders involve siderosis, which may be because of iron dust, silicosis, which is because of silicon dust, asbestosis, and so on. So this completes the chapter of respiration, breathing, and exchange of gases. Hope you liked it. Support our channel for more. Thank you so much for watching.